Good morning, everyone. I'm Ellen, and I'm going to ask, and I'm sorry, kids, but I'm going to have to ask that you wait a minute to jump because we're going to have some speakers first. And then after that, we've got campers that's coming in too, and everybody will be able to play after that. But we just need to make sure that we give our speakers our attention because we even have one speaker that has a red-tailed hawk, a live one, and another animal, and I'm not going to spoil it. I'll let them tell you about that. So it's going to be very interesting, and I welcome all of you. I am Ellen Tibbetts Hurst. I am with the Alabama Cares Program at East Alabama Planning Commission, Area Agency on Aging. And this is Children's Month, Children's Grandparents and Parents Month. Thank you to all our vendors. We have Kona Ice truck outside if you would like to buy you an icy. They got all different kinds of flavors. We have two speakers today. We have Oxford PD that's going to talk to you about family safety. They're going to come up first, and then we have the Anniston Museums and Gardens. They're going to be speaking to us as well. Make sure to visit all of your vendors. Make sure that adults only should have door prize tickets. So make sure you have that. And next month we are having, unfortunately, it's going to be about scams, frauds, and identity theft. So if Carl Bates from the Better Business Bureau will be here, he will talk to us about all that. Have any of you heard him speak before with us? He is wonderful. He is very informative, has a lot of great information. So he will talk all things scams, fraud, and identity theft. And everybody thinks it's only seniors, but it's really not, because he was on my show not long ago and he told me that actually right now, the people that he's most worried about right now is that scam the most is 18 to 32. Because you're online all the time, right? So we're going to have that. September is Aging Health Month. So we're going to hopefully we'll have some of these vendors that will come back, but we're going to have glucose checks, blood sugar checks, all those kind of things. And then October is Cancer Awareness. I'm working on getting a very, very special guest. I can't give it away because I don't know if he's coming or not yet, but he's pretty well known, I'll put it that way. November will be Caregivers Awareness Month, and then December is going to be Holiday Wellness Month. So we'll have entertainment like we always do every December, and then we'll have the health checks that month as well. So let me see if everybody's ready here. Hang on. Our first guest is Lieutenant Boozer, Chris Boozer, and Chris and I go back
kindergarten,
a long way. We went to school together, so elementary, all that good stuff. So he's a good guy, but he's from Oxford Police Department, and he is going to talk to you guys, and he's going to talk to you guys about family safety, and I'm going to turn it over to him.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lieutenant Boozer with the Oxford Police Department, and y'all have to forgive me, but I didn't know I was doing this today until about 30 minutes ago. So I actually have the notes of the person that was going to do it. Deputy Chief Daniel Phipps was going to be here, but he got unavoidably detained. The first topic we're going to go over is heat-related illnesses, hydration. Just remind you, it's summertime in Alabama and it's hot. Everybody knows this. I've been here 55 years. Drink water, watch the children, make sure that they are drinking water if they're very active. For those that are a lot older than me, have a harder time keeping up heat regulation with their body. Not as easy as it was when they were younger. Might just check on them, make sure that they're doing okay. If they have any type of doctor's orders and stuff where they can't drink a lot of water, at least sipping, or at least touch base with their doctor so that you'll be aware of it if you're taking care of them. Sun protection, we all know about that. They're going to be outside. SPF, I think 30 is the number for the magic for that. Also, you can get the big hats, clothing. Don't really want to, I'd actually nowadays I wear long sleeves, but I'm on blood thinner, so I don't really feel the heat like I used to. If your kids are going to be out in the summertime playing, riding scooters or riding bicycles, make sure they're wearing their helmets. You might want to put some type of yellow vest on them so that they're more high visibility for drivers. I don't recommend the small children being on the road unless you're with them, but you know, in parking lots it still helps, especially around the Civic Center, because a lot of cars are moving through. Also, when you're walking, children not so much, but also for the elderly, make sure if you're escorting them to look at the cracks in the sidewalk, make sure they don't have to step down too far. I know I'm 55 now, and if I step off a curb, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but I can feel it when I land on my toe or my heel, whichever one. It also helps if you can get out and walk more for building up those muscles in the legs. For the elderly, I'll put it this way, 10 years ago I weighed almost 300 pounds. I've lost a lot of weight and I've changed a lot of things I do, but the main thing I've noticed when I walk, if I step off a step, it's easier now. So, you know. Also want to talk about scams, and I hate the term, but they use it as stranger danger. Summertime gets people more out going around house to house trying to scam people. They honestly do. I do a lot of reports at the police station for folks. I actually know a lady that lost $30,000, and I still ain't sure how they got her on that. I mean, I did the report, but they even got her to go to the bank and get money out. And they showed up at her house and picked it up, $30,000. So anytime it sounds too good, it is. You know, if you get somebody telling you this and you don't know them, and they're explaining how you're going to make money and how it's going to be so awesome, if it gets you confused, talk to a relative and see what they think. Don't do it right off the bat. Don't let them pressure you. If they do keep trying to pressure you on that, call us. We'll come out and talk with them, and we'll talk with you. And if it actually is legitimate, you know, we'll let you know we think it is. But most of the time, it's not going to be legitimate, and it does happen more than you think. I think we had $30,000 for one lady, and I know at least several times I've seen $5,000 to $10,000 taken off people. And of course, with kids, if you're out and about playing, youngins, do not go anybody you don't know. If somebody approaches you that's an adult that you don't know them, find an adult you do know and stay with them. Let them know what's going on so they can handle it for you. Also, I think we're out of the springtime, but summer still does bring some pretty good storms. If you're out playing and you hear them weather sirens go off, find your parents, get in the house, get in a safe place. He's got on here flash flooding. That can happen, but if you're around a creek or anything like that and it's been a lot of heavy rain, keep an eye out for floods. Also, if you are a senior person, elderly person, and you live near creeks, have an evacuation plan. Just know where you're going to go if you get some type of warning of that thing, a pending flood coming, okay? I'll read his final message that he put on here. The Oxford Police Department is committed to keeping our community safe, not just from crime, but from preventable dangers like heat, storms, and accidents. Summer should be fun, but it should be also safe for our kids, for our seniors, and for each other. If you ever see something that doesn't feel right, a child left in a car, someone struggling in the heat, or damage from a storm, call us. You're not bothering us. We're here 24 hours a day. Half the time, not always half the time, but there's a lot of times the officers are riding around looking, they're patrolling, and they'd welcome a call and come talk to you. closing, thank you again for being here today, and thank you for being part of a community that looks out for one another. And everybody enjoy the rest of your summer. Thank you.
Okay, so now the next speaker we have is Sarah Woolmaker. She's the Assistant Director, and Amy Roberts, who's a Development Officer from the Anniston Museums and Gardens. And they actually have 2 guests with them today. So I'm going to let them come up here and bring their guests. Oh no, what is it?
Thank you. Now, my name is Sarah Woolmaker. I'm with the Anniston Museums and Gardens, and tucked in the corner here is Miss Amy Roberts. She's going to help us because up on the screen here we do have some images that will pop up as we talk if you want a visual as we go. But we're with Anniston Museums and Gardens, and that includes the Anniston Museum of Natural History, we have the Berman Museum, and we have the Longleaf Botanical Gardens. Has anybody ever heard of any of those places? Anniston Museum of Natural History, Berman Museum, or the Longleaf Botanical Gardens? Now, we are located about, Amy, I think it took us maybe 15 minutes to get here this morning, so not far. You can get right on Highway 21, go north towards Jacksonville, and just keep on going. You'll turn right into Lagarde Park, and you will be at the intersection of 21 and 431, and we would love to have you. We have so much happening out there. When you come see us, we're about 3 miles from downtown or Main Street Anniston, so we're not far from coffee and food, okay? But don't worry, we do have snacks in the store. We have water to keep us hydrated. We have some pop in there, some snacks, and lots of goodies to shop. But when you come visit us, the first place we want to talk about is our Anniston Museum of Natural History. Now, the Anniston Museum of Natural History has been there since 1976. Now, I see a lot of little faces in here. Okay, that was the 1900s, okay? And there's a lot of stuff going out there that's old, and I don't like that because I apparently am from the 1900s too. But it was established in 1976. It has 7 permanent galleries, and on the screen there you'll see all 7 of them. We have things from Alabama. We have lots of animals on display. We do have some live animals on display. We have a beautiful African safari. We have predator versus prey relationships. If you've never gone splunking, which is to go exploring on a cave, we have a really cool cave that was modeled after the Weaver Cave, which is maybe 20 minutes down the road from here, okay? So you can do a lot of things here at Anniston Museum of Natural History. We were the first museum to become accredited, which is a really big deal for us. There's only 7 accredited museums in the state of Alabama, and we were the very first, which just means that we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard and make sure that we take care of our collection, of the items in the collection, the museum building itself, and our visitors. We're also one of only 3 museums to be a Smithsonian affiliate. So if any of you have ever been to Washington, D.C., or if you've heard about the Smithsonian Museums, we are, thank you guys, we are one of 3 of the affiliates, so we're associated with them, we take pride in them, and we hold ourselves to the same standard as the Smithsonian. We currently have our newest gallery, which is Force Factory. Has anybody been to the museum and played in Force Factory? You're like, I have, let me tell you, okay? Force Factory is a super cool place. It is all hands-on. Everything in there, it's just after the cave. It's like within the first third of the museum, which is perfect because we get all of our touching out, right? A lot of times you go to the museum and you can't touch things, and it can be like, man, why can't I touch that? But I like to tell folks that we can't go down to the Walmart and buy a new lion, and if we all touch the lion, he's gonna lose his whiskers or he's gonna lose his fur. So we go to Force Factory and we can play with everything in there. There's probably the fan favorite is the tornado simulator. We have blocks to build, which is what you're seeing in our photo here. We have an earthquake pad. It's all about the forces of nature and how animals react and how we react. So there's some good information in there, and there's a lot of fun. Now, another aspect, Amy, that makes our museum super fun are our live animal ambassadors. So these are animals, a lot of them are wild animals that cannot be wild anymore. Something has happened to deem them what we would say non-releasable. For example, we have raptors, we have birds of prey. Can anybody tell me what an example of a raptor or a bird of prey is? What you got in the back, Fort McClellan? A hawk, thank you very much. We have a hawk. We have hawks and owls, and they live on our bird of prey trail. And I brought one with me today who is all sass, okay? All sass. Her name is Iris. She is a red-tailed hawk. She was once upon a time a beautiful, free, flying, soaring above, sitting on power lines, red-tailed hawk that lived her best life, and something happened and she could no longer take care of herself. Somebody thought they would be super cool to have a pet hawk, and it's not super cool, it's super illegal. Those hawks are protected. Our hawks and owls are protected federally and on a state level, and we are very proud at the Anniston Museum of Natural History to have USDA certifications, to be federally accredited, and on a state level to provide the proper care and support that these animals need. So I'm going to put the mic down for just a second so we can get Iris, the red-tailed hawk, out, and we'll learn a little bit about her before we move forward. You can take her over there if you don't mind. I'm going to put her on top for a second. Make it easier to get her out. Hey, boo-boo. I know. Come on out and say hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. All right. If you'll move that down for me. Can everybody wave hello to Miss Iris? Iris, like I said, is a red-tailed hawk, and when she gets ready, I will apologize in advance, Oxford Civic Center, she's probably going to poop at some point. But you can see those beautiful red-tailed feathers there, so she gets her name Honest. But she is an adult, so one thing about birds, they don't like to tell us their birthday, they don't like to tell us how old they are, but she has been with the museum as long as I have. She's been with us for 10 years now, and she was adult when she came to see us, so she's at least 11. She is fully flighted, so she doesn't have any impairments with her wings, but she was malnourished and she was imprinted on people, which means she doesn't see people as a threat. She doesn't think we're scary. She thinks that we should give her food. And for a wild animal, that's not the best decision-making skills. We want wild animals to be wild. We want them to know that they go get their own food. And instead, she'll sit on her branch and look at us, go, okay, peasant, bring me my meal. And she waits ever so patiently for us. So she can be a chatterbox. She can tell us what she's thinking. This morning, she had a lot of attitude with me when I told her it was time to come to the Civic Center. And I like to think she talked back a little bit. And we had a conversation, we had a heart-to-heart, and she was like, okay, I remember, this is my job. She's a creature teacher, and her job is to educate people of all ages about our red-tailed hawk. And there are days when she does not want to participate, and we say, okay, I respect that. That's your decision. You are not on the clock today. You can take a PTO day. We'll leave you in your enclosure. You can wave at the people as they walk by you. But there's other days when she comes out, and look at how beautifully she's standing here. She is happy and content to visit and to check everything out, so she's being an excellent representative of the red-tailed hawk here. You'll notice I do have some pretty gnarly gloves on. Can anybody guess why I need to wear these big, thick gloves? In the back, what do the kids in the back think? Be real loud. Her feet. Can you guys see the size of those toenails? Those are called talons. They're big black nails, and they're very sharp and pointed, and that is so she can grab her food. When she's sitting up on a power line or in a tree and she sees food, she will zero in on it with her eyes, and she will soar down. And just the impact alone, it's like stomping on the mouse. So her feet will pierce it and grab it, and she'll be able to fly up with her food. Now this girl can eat something as big as a squirrel or a rabbit, okay? And they can't eat too much. I know I have been goofed before where I pulled into Lagarde Park and I saw a red-tailed hawk and I thought, oh my gosh, this bird is on the ground, he needs help, he's not flying, something's wrong. And lo and behold, he was just chowing down on a squirrel, and I just couldn't see the squirrel. So I opened up my car and I kind of creeped up on him, and I thought, do you need assistance? I'm gonna help this bird. I'm gonna be of assistance here. And then as I got closer, I thought, nope, I'm not gonna help you. You are eating a very large meal right now, and you do not need me. She probably ate so much, if they eat too much, they get too heavy, and they either have to regurgitate or throw up, or they have to wait until some of it passes down so that they can get up and fly again. But this time of year, they want to eat a good amount of food. They are molting, so she will be shedding her feathers. Once a year, they lose all their feathers. Now, she doesn't like drop all the feathers and get naked, okay? She will, over a series of months, lose the feathers and new feathers will come in. And it's super important that they do that because these feathers help her to fly more safely. They help her glide. With our owls, the new feathers help them stay silent, so it's extra important for them because they're nocturnal and they need to be quiet as they sneak up on their prey. But she is, again, a red-tailed hawk. She has a beautiful curved beak. A lot of folks think that the beak is what you should be concerned about, that they're going to bite you, but most of your birds of prey, it's really their feet that you need to be concerned with. Those talons can do pretty good damage. At the museum, we are responsible for trimming their beaks and their talons. So we have to keep them in good shape. In the wild, they would naturally wear them down. She's looking, she's gonna fly in a minute, just wait. But they would naturally wear them down on different surfaces. So when they're in captivity, we have to assist with that and make sure that they stay a healthy length so they don't get infections or cut themselves or anything like that. Now we're gonna put Miss Iris away. If everybody would say wave goodbye to Miss Iris here. Very good, Iris. We're going to put her away. And we brought one more animal ambassador with us that we will check out and see. Now these animals, we do lots of live animal presentations, and we do them with field trips in schools and all types of fun places. And this is just one of the animals you would see. Now this guy here, it would be too cold for him. If we were to release him into the wild here in Alabama, he would not survive the full year because our temperatures drop too low. He needs it to stay nice and warm and humid. You're gonna see this guy in a rainforest, okay? So you would see them at zoos, at some aquariums if they have any reptile displays. And then of course, he's one of our ambassadors for the Anniston Museum. Miss Amy, if you want, you could walk around the tables here just so people can get a closer look. I heard a no earlier. But if he gets out of your hair, you're welcome to walk him around. We're not gonna touch him right now, but we will get him out later towards the table if anybody wants to say hello. But again, this is Mushu, and he is one of our animal ambassadors. He is a constrictor, so he is non-venomous. I know that's probably everybody's first question. He is non-venomous. He does have teeth. He does have a mouth. Anything with a mouth can bite, but we have to give him reason to bite, right? So if we were to smell like prey, say I were to go touch a rat and then get the snake out, that's probably not a great idea. That seems like we're not using our common sense right there. Or if I were to make bounce around or flail my arms around or be obnoxious in front of the snake or stomp and get too close or too sudden, move too quickly, I could startle him. And if we were to startle him, then that would be a reason for him to bite too. So Amy, if you'll just walk through that aisle there and let the kids see. Again, we're not going to touch him right now. We're just going to walk around so everybody can get a good look at him. On his face, above his, or just below his nose, it's pretty funny. He does have a little mustache, and he is named after the little dragon in Mulan named Mushu. But he's a constrictor, so he grabs hold of that food. He gives it the ultimate last hug. So he grabs hold with those teeth, and he spins around and squeezes nice and tight. And when he's squeezing, he's actually essentially strangling it. And at that point, he would swallow it whole. So when he eats a rat, he's eating from the very tip of the nose to the very tip of the tail. And he's able to digest and utilize all those bits and pieces to nourish him and make him happy and healthy. Now in the summer months, he gets nice and hot here. It's warm in the room here, so he's gonna get a little bit more energy. If it were cold in this space, he would slow down. He is cold-blooded, so that means whatever temperature it is outside is what temperature his body is. Whereas you and I are going to be warm-blooded, so we can sweat when we get overheated, we can shiver when we get cold, but snakes are not able to do that. Instead, if they get overheated, they have to find somewhere cool. They have to lay on a cool rock, or they have to get in some water to cool off. And then if they get too cold, they just need to find some warmth. Some of our snakes, they go underground when the temperature drops, and underground the temperature may stay consistent, and that would give him some relief there. But again, this is Mushu. He is our common boa. He is one of our snakes that is represented at the Anniston Museum of Natural History. And you can see these guys. We do a lot of the summer reading programs around town. We have a great third grade outreach program where we go into all of the third grade classrooms for Calhoun County, and now we go into several Talladega County classrooms, and that's all because of sponsorships. So the Calhoun County Commission Office and then First Bank of Alabama have now sponsored us to do that, which is a lot of fun. And the whole intent is that these critters are bringing our exhibits to life. Okay, they have a full-time job. Again, they're creature teachers, and they're a lot of fun for us too. You know, they all have personalities. Different snakes will have different personalities. We will come out to festivals, we will come to schools, we'll do different types of outreaches with our critters. We have an annual 5K that's a fundraiser that is it's a terrible race, I'm not gonna lie. It is super hard, it's a lot of hills, but it's so much fun because we all cheer for each other. Our Fall Fest is a great day. It's from 10 to 5. It's always the second Saturday in October. But one of the great things about our team about our organization is our team. We have a lot of fun. We love to get excited and be together and goof off a little bit. We've got the dinosaurs that show up every now and then. And you might even see us at one of the Christmas parades. So if you ever feel the need to come and learn more about us, give us a call. Come to Museum Drive in Anniston, Alabama, or give us a call if you want us to come to you. We're happy to come to a community center, to a library, to a school, or to a festival. So thank you guys so much, and we hope that you have a great rest of your day. And we will be at the table over here. So we look forward to talking to you.
I'm pretty sure MJ would probably want to see the snake too before you.
If we have an SOS later and we're missing a snake, find that gentleman right there because he probably took it.
And we can't forget this. This is an important announcement. So Sherry just gave me this. They have this every year, guys, on July 28th. So mark your calendar. July 28th, there's free, keyword, free, haircuts for kids for back to school. So they're all licensed cosmetologists, hairdressers, barbers. So it'll be at the Calhoun County Career Academy in Jacksonville. So it's free haircuts for back to school. You must register for an appointment. So make sure to go by there and see Sherry if you're interested and want a flyer or something so she can give you that information. And again, that's at Calhoun County Career Academy. It's 1200 Church Avenue in Jacksonville. And it's free haircuts for kids for back to school. Who needs a haircut before you go back to school? Okay. So make sure you tell your mom and dad, your grandparents, make sure to tell them. So free haircuts. And then we'll be back here next month. Make sure to go out front to our table and get a flyer for next month for Carl Bates with the Better Business Bureau will be here talking about fraud, scams, and identity theft. So we appreciate you being here. We hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you to all our vendors, and stay cool, and we'll see you next month.